Okay guys, welcome. This is ABJ from Confident Technology. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build this responsive website using HTML5, CSS3, Ajax, and jQuery, also known as JavaScript. So I'm going to show you how to build this website from top to bottom using a raw coding. Alright, so first I will show you how to put this image up here in the browser window. We call it favicon. I'm going to show you how to put this text, that is your title, and I'm going to show you how to change this logo or embed this logo and this sticky header. There is a sticky blue header running 100% of the browser window, and also to put some of these text has a menu, that is the about and services names from us. And as you can see, the header is sticky. If we have to scroll down the website, the header remains sticky. So I'm going to show you how to build this sticky header. You can change the color if you want, but for the tutorial the color remains the blue because we took our inspiration from a Confident Technology website. And if you have to scroll down, the image or the website header becomes sticky, and you see we have a full width image slider changing from one time in another, and at the bottom we have some dark dot at the bottom of the image slider, which of course we can use to change the image. And if we scroll down the site, we have this call to action area where we got the call to action text and some details about the Confident Technology and the logo. So I'm going to show you how to put this image, that is the logo, and the text, and also I'm going to show you how to create this section and adding this image, call to action text in the description, also the image or call to action text in a description, and also this. We scroll down, I'm going to show you how to add this image about the pub is very happy about the Confident Technology training, and also I'm going to show you how to add the latest news from us and some of the important information from the Confident Technology website and Confident Technology family. Sorry. As we scroll down the site, I'm going to show you how to add a call to action text, the image, and the description about the website development, about Adobe Photoshop video creation, and the text as well. And as we scroll down this section, I'm going to show you how to create this photo section with a text and a score number and also a location wherein you can put your own if you like. But for the website tutorial, we continue with this. I'm going to show you how to add all these social media icons and also link them to the social media pages of Confident Technology. So if you like, you can add your own social media pages or social media site on these icons. I'm going to show you how to add this photo logo. You can change it if you want, but for the tutorial we continue with this. And there's a dark background, and as you can see, there's a create dark background. So I'm going to show you how to create this section too and add your copyright infos as well. So this website was coded using HTML5, CSS3, Ajax, and jQuery, also known as JavaScript. So this website is responsive. It responds to all devices like phone, tablet, and computer. So even if we have to enter the developer mode by clicking on more tools and developer tools, as you can see for the iPhone 6 Plus, this is how the website going to appear. And even on Galaxy X5, this is how the website going to appear on Galaxy X5. So as we go back to the site, once again I'm going to show you how to build this beautiful, super professional, responsive website using HTML5, CSS3, Ajax, in jQuery. To go to this training, all you need is just your text editor, either Notepad or Notepad++. I will provide link in the description of the video where you can download the Notepad++ form, and we go through the class. So download the Notepad++. So if you download the Notepad++, by default it will be to download. You can right click and click on run as administrator or open and install. For me, I've already installed the Notepad++. So install your Notepad++ and to build a website, you need to understand that every text, every images, every video, music, and whatsoever information that is needed to be that is required to be on our website should be in a particular folder, or a one folder called the global structure. So as you can see, all these images and text, these are all some that were put in a one folder. So you create a folder on your desktop. So you right click, go to new and take folder, and name the folder my voice responsive. Okay, my voice responsive website. Okay, and just put it at the top or any part of your browser or desktop, sorry. So after you install the Notepad++, understand that if you are building a website, once again, every text, picture, images, graphic that you see on a website is in a particular folder called global structure. You can name it any name you want, but for the tutorial we are going to name it my first responsive website. So after you do that, go and open your Notepad++, and by default the Notepad++ will be to all program, and on all program you're going to see Notepad++, and just click on Notepad++ or just open it from here. And this is how your Notepad++ will be for the very first time. You will have a whole lot of text. You can just close the first text that will be open on the first window. Just close it with the red X button and click on new, or go to file and take new, and you'll be having a new page. So basically we are going to start the coding from scratch, like I said. So we are going to learn how to code or write a language in HTML5, CSS3, Ajax, and jQuery as well. So basically what this is going to do is we are going to write the code within the Notepad++ and view the changes or the development changes within the web browser. Okay, so to do this, we need to set up the basic information of our website using HTML5, CSS3, Ajax, and jQuery as well. So HTML always begin with bracket open. So we have bracket open, HTML, and closes. So to understand one thing, if you use bracket open, HTML, you closes, it means that you are using the old version of the HTML, that is the HTML 4.01. But for the tutorial, we are using the advanced version or the modern version of HTML. So instead of HTML, we are going to say greater than open, exclamatory mark, space, or dotted, DOC, or TYPE. We are going to say dotted HTML. So we are going to say DOC dotted HTML, which represent the latest version of HTML, that is HTML5. Set up the basics and we will explain. Okay, so we go above and tap all this information, and as we tap the information, we save. So make sure you tap everything here correctly. The dotted, a greater than open, HTML, LNG equal EN, the head, the maker check set, the title, the Mika viewport 1.0, the start tab, the head closes, the body closes, and the HTML. So I'm going to explain to you in your later time what all this means. So if you get all this correctly, go to file and go to save as, and if the save as box appear, click on desktop, scroll to your folder, that is my first responsive website, open it, and for what we got new one, name it as index, that is index.html. okay, so after you have done the calling, you can click on file, save as, click on the desktop, locate your folder, my first responsive website, and name the folder as the file as index.html. If you do that, click on save, and basically you will notice that all your if you do that, you'll notice that all your code will get into a place. So if we minimize this and go to our desktop and click on my first responsive website and view it in large icon, you will see the default. It will take the default picture of your default browser. So as you can see, if you get this and me are correct, we can right click and take open, and it will open on our website. So as you can see, it will open our browser, and we got a blank page from top to bottom. The only infos here is the index.html. So we switch back to the code to understand what does all this code mean. So this basically, like I said from the previous time, it create an open exclamatory dotted HTML represent that we are using the advanced version of HTML or the latest version of HTML language, that is HTML5. So we got the opening tag and we got the closing tag, which also shows the forward slash. Right after that, we got the HTML lang, and as you can see, all the lang before the equal sign or everything in the red here is an attribute. The attribute on a website always come before or equal sign, followed by a quotation, and is used to call out or specific or information, text, photographic, or whatsoever information needed. So as you can see, for this lang, we said that our HTML, we are going to build our website using HTML5. For our HTML5, the whole entire website should be in English. So en means English. We want the whole website to be in English, and then from there we tap HEAD. So HEAD is the head for our website, which means everything is going to be in a head, like the top of the website. So as you can see, as I click on the opening tag, the closing tag is also highlighted. This is what happens within the Notepad++. So I will recommend you using the Notepad++ to understand what exactly we are doing. So as you can see, this is the opening tag, and the closing tag is followed by a forward slash. So the head in HTML is the head of the website, and we get something called Mika chesed equal UTF minus 8. Now the Mika chesed UTF minus 8 is a coding screen which going to allow the computer to make the ASCII code, that is the ASCII, American Standard Code for Information Interchange. It's a binary string from 0 to 1, A to Z, and some of the special characters. So the UTF minus 8 going to allow this language and the ASCII to work together as one, to understand that we are above to build our website. From there we have the title. So basically create an open title closes and create an open forward slash another title represent the title of our website, that is the name. Now the Mika name equal viewport, As you can see, the attribute name save viewport means that all devices, if we have to view all devices, the contents of all width of all devices, it should fit. So the initial scale would be 1.0. So this 1.0 means that is the least scale for all devices, tablets and phone. Okay, so right after the mega check set, we got started. As I said on the earlier stage, we are going to be using HTML5, CSS3, Ajax and jQuery to build this responsive website. So we are going to start our CSS code later, so we have to put it in here, and right after this, which represent the star open star closes, represent our CSS code to be coded later. We got the hair closes, so these are all things going to be in the head, and we got a body. So we got greater than open, body greater than closes, and we get greater than open / body greater than closes, less than closes. So this is the body of the web page. Basically, most of our coding is going to be done within this section, because this will build the body almost like you are writing the letter, and the body explain all the details of the entire letter, and then the HTML closes. So if you got everything, if you save your file and you got all this anywhere in blue, it means that you are correct. So the next thing, if we look at our demo website, we find out our demo website, we have the convenient technology test. So to add the convenient technology test, we switch back to our editor, and between the tag of title and title close, we click here and tap convenient technology. Okay, so we got convenient, we have convenient technology. So if you do that, convenient technology, you can put whatsoever thing you want here, like your name. If you do that, between the title, come to the blue button and take save, and just switch back to your browser and go back to your page and click on reload, or you can right click and take reload. So as you can see, our website title has changed from index to convenient technology. So if we go back on our demo website, the next thing is the favicon image. So to add our favicon image, we will need to crop the image. Most favicon image are 50 by 50 pixel, 16, 32 downward. So to do the file or image and copy and paste it in your folder on the desktop. So basically, I'm going to copy or image from my folder. Okay, so basically what you're going to do, you're going to copy or folder, or picture, and paste it within your first responsive website folder, and right click on the image and take so you can choose your own image, or if you are in Liberia, you can contact me from our website and you can get this project folder with all these images if you want. And I'm going to put a link in the description of the video where you can go and download all these images if only you want to be 100% sure of what we are doing. Or better still, you can paste your own image for the first time and right click on the image and take open with pin. So you take open with pin, and from the pin environment you click on resize, and you make sure to remove it from percentage and click on pixel, and disconnect or deselect the maintain ratio and resize it to 50 by 50. So our favicon image will be 50 by 50. You take OK and go to file, go to save as PNG, and locate desktop and check for my first responsive site and name this browser. Great. So you resize the image, go to File, Save As, click on Desktop, locate your folder, and rename it as browser.png. PNG is a transparent picture, so a little faster than a text. And take save. Now, if we go back to our responsive website development folder, we see we have a bigger image, a small one, and our index file. So all we need to do is go back to our compiler and type or code. Okay, so to make this image appear as a favicon for our site, we tap the code for the favicon. So to do that, make sure you tap within the head after the HTML language. Below the head, you click and press enter and tap create a link space rel ref equal quotation shortcut icon quotation closes. So which means our shortcut icon for our website, the tab is equal to image/png closes quotation closes. Now this code is the one that will bring our picture. So we say have equal quotation browser.png quotation closes, and they will close this with greater than, and this basically will set our favicon image. So if this is correct, go and tap it and click on save and switch back to your browser and right click and reload. So if you do that, you will be having your favicon image in here. If the code is correct and your favicon image is not showing up, or I recommend you changing your browser to Google Chrome, or open it in Firefox or Opera Mini. So if the image don't show up, you open a file in different browser. To do that, if you have different browser on your computer, you right click and they open with any of these browser if you have modem. Okay, so if we go to the demo website, our next thing is the blue sticky header and this Confident Technology logo in the menu. So we start in the menu first and we continue from there. Okay guys, so to start to build our build our menus, we will have to okay, the best thing to do is to download the images so we can be exact or in line with exactly what the demo website is, and then later you can change the images to your own images, text, and favicon image as well. So log on to the Confident Technology website at www.ctechlibrary.com, or better still, just look in the description of the video. The link will be there to download the files. So if you download all the files by default, or it will go to download and you will see a file called or zip file called Confident Technology. So you can or you copy the file and go into your first website development folder and paste the zip file. Then if you do that, you right click and take extract to Confident Technology. So after the file has been extracted, you can click on the zip file and delete on your keyboard, or press delete and open the Confident Technology folder. Okay, you are going to see all these folder about us. We'll get the images and the text. You are going to see your favorite image. So if you use your own image, you can paste the image back and make sure that the Confident Technology favorite image is in the black. We'll get our photo, logo, and every information we need or needed to be on the website is already in this folder. So go select all the file in here and press Ctrl X as you copy them and just paste them within your real folder. So if you do that, you can so if you do that, you can now delete the Confident Technology folder and by default you should be having all these folders in your project files. Okay, in your my first responsive website you should be having all this. So if you are done and get all this, we go back. Now we are about to build our menu section. So we go back to the code, and to tap the menu section or to build the menu section, make sure you click to body and press enter on your keyboard. So the mouse is in between body open, body close, and start to tap the header. So we say greater than open header, it closes. We press enter and say greater than /header. So header open, header close. We come back to the header open tab and press enter, and now we are going to tap on greater than open e space or href equal quotation open, alright, we got pound quotation closes, we got space ad, okay, equal quotation open logo logo quotation closes, greater than closes, greater than open /a greater than closes. So basically what this is going to do is header, or as you can see, the open and the closing tab, this one represent our header from the demo website, the whole entire header. And within the header we will be having our first logo in the header. This is the logo. So we simply trying to say AF is a link, and we said the link, it should stay on the page. This is the reason we put a pound. And the image that represents the logo, the ID is our logo, which of course we will have in our project folder. We will paste the logo later on in this tutorial around here. So if you do that, continue with the tapping and save the work. So let's go ahead. Now we press enter again, and okay, so after you tap on our first href and the logo, you make sure you tap the nav. As you can see, when we click on the nav or the navigation highlight, nav closes in HTML mean the navigation. That is, if we switch to the demo website, you can see this navigation, or if we shrunk the website down, we can see the navigation. So it's a code representing nav, and in the nav we have our menu icon. So it's href, it should stay on the page, and the menu icon is this icon as you see here. So that's what this means. And we open a list UL on our website, or UL in HTML5 represent a list. So this is on our list, and this is the real list. So this is on our list, which of course will show a bullet point, and LR mean you want to list all the items. So as you can see, list or AF, and we say our current class is home page, and tap this and give it about, and also sorry, we tap this for the about, we tap this for okay, we tap this for about, we tap this for the so we got the about page. Make sure you tap all list href equal pound, which page should stay on the about page, and we'll close it with the list because a open, a closes, and LR closes because LR open is a list and LR closes is a list. So make sure you tap all this correctly and close it with UL, because a bullet point UL and a bullet point UL closes from here. So don't forget, UL is a on or list with a bullet point, while the LR is a list, as you can see, the opening and the closing tag. So if you do that, you click and to the nav, which of course will close the whole navigation, and then the header closes as well. So it means that all the code we just built our header, that is the whole entire header plus the menu logo, which of course will add a menu icon and a logo later in our code. So if this is done, don't forget, go to save and press the button save. Switch to your browser and go to your demo website, your project file. Right click to refresh or right click to reload. So if you do this, you'll be having this home about services news from us. Our trainer contact us or bullet points are A, as you can see on our demo website. So this is what we are going to do later. We are going to start them to float alarm right. Okay, so if you don't see this in your browser window, if you refresh, you have to go back and make sure you check the coding for only the opening of about the opening of body. Make sure you tap all this code very well. So you can pause the video and tap the code. If you are done, push play and save your work, switch, and then you refresh. Okay guys, so if we save and refresh, you should see the home about services and contact. Or if it doesn't show up, go back to your editor and please make sure you check the code. Make sure all the forward slash and quotation, forward slash pound, closes, everything is okay, unique. If you do that, you can save, refresh, and we will go back to our demo website. On our demo website, as you can see, after the header, the sticky header, we have this image starter changing, and at the bottom of the image starter we are seeing a little dot. So we have to first understand that the image we use for this, the size of the image we use for this image starter is 1920 by 1200. So it means we have to resize all our images that we are going to use for this starter 1920 by 1200. So to do that, go to your folder where you get all your files. After you have downloaded the files, unzip the files and put all into your my first website folder. So in that my first website folder, you'll see a folder called starter images. Okay, so all these images are the images we use on the demo website for the starter section. So go back, we are going to resize the images one by one. So for the first image, you right click and take open with pin and go to resize or remove the radio button from percentage to pixel, and also deselect the netting ratio. Now you can tap 1920 by 1200 until OK. Now if you do this, go to file, save as JPEG. So if you save it as JPEG, by default it will select your project folder, that is my first responsive site. As you can see, we don't have no other sub folder, so make sure everything is in the parent folder. We can name this or slide one, SLRDE. we give it slide one and take OK. Now we go back again. For the number 2, we right click to open with in the scene step, resize pixel, deselect 1920 by 1200. OK, file, save as JPEG, and slide 2, hit OK, we close and we go back again. Open with pin, resize pixel 1920 by 1200. So understand guys, we have to do this from 1 to 6, and you can continue to name them SLRDE3. Make sure it's in a folder, so you can pause the video for here and continue with the remaining 3 folder photo. And if you are done, go and paste everything into your. Okay guys, so if you have resized all your photos, you'll be having /1 through /6, and you will notice that you still have the original photos of these slider images in the slider images folder. So you can delete this because we don't need it anymore, and make sure everything is in the parent folder. So we get /1 to /6, and the extension is JPEG, as you can see, JPEG. All right, so to add these slider images to our website, we would like to do the coding. So go back, we click from header, the last code will stop to a header closes as a /. So click and press enter. Now we can start coding our slider images or slider section. So we say greater than open, don't forget, or div space ad equal quotation open or dark quotation closes or greater than closes, and then we enter again, or greater than open div space ad equal quotation open. This time around we are content and quotation closes, greater than closes. So go ahead and type all these codes. Okay guys, so make sure you type all these code from div to div class close the last one. Okay, so let me just explain what is this. Div is a container that holds almost a section part of the website. As you can see, this is a div, or this whole image slider area is a div. So this div ad means that our div container document, and the div ad is the content, that is the one that will hold a picture, and the div class is the blueberry. The blueberry is the jQuery script that we use to make the image change from one time in second to another. So we got three div class, which is div tag, div content, div blueberry. So as you can see, when we click on the div tag, we get a closing of the div. At the end also highlight there, div content, div class. Now the owner or list is the owner or list for listing, which will create a list in a sound or bullet point, and we see the list will be a slide. And then the LR is the list itself, while the UL is the bullet or a list. So we got LR, and in HTML, IMG or SRC is a tag for image to embed image into the web page. So we got IMG SRC equal quotation open / remember /1.jpg is the name of the first image here, our first image starter. So any picture you would like to put on a site, make sure to send the code as imgsrc quotation open, the name of the picture, followed by the extension and closes. So we have the first picture list and a close. We have the second picture lr imgsrc/2, the closes and list closes. And if you do that, you have to close the that is the owner or list with the bullet point. So if you type all these code, go and push the button save, switch to your browser, go to your own work, right click to refresh or reload. If you do this, you should see all the 6 images in here now in our project web page. So if the images don't appear, all you need to do is make sure you switch to your text editor and make sure you get all the codes correct. And also don't forget to check the spelling of the images and also the extension. So if any of the images have different extension, you will find out that it won't be what to display in our project web page. So make sure all these are tapped, and if you are done, you take save, go back and refresh. So you should have these pictures. Now if we go to our demo website, after our header, our slider section, next section is our about section. So we have to resize this image and also put a text. Okay guys, so the size of the image on our demo website is 600 by 400. So we have to resize the image 600 by 400 and add this text. So to do that, don't forget you go on the desktop to your first project folder, and that is our first website. Open it, and in the folder called About Us, logo and text, open the About Us logo and text. Right click on the image. By now you should be familiar with resizing the image, so you right click, open with pin, and we click on resize from percentage to pixel. We deselect this 600 by 400, and it's already there, so we still tap it to make sure it's 600 by 400 and click OK. And then we put a file, save as about. We are going to save the image as about.jpg, so we say about, and make sure you save it in a project folder, that is desktop, my first website, no other sub folder. So here you can type about and forget about the .jpg because the extension is already there, and take save. We can now close this. So we switch back to our editor, and now we want to add the code that we will use to embed this image and also the text. So to do that, to add a code, remember our last code we stopped to was the div class closes, was the div class for the div ID. So click at the ending of the greater than closes and press enter. And now to add the code for this image, that is our about section, we will start with div ID. So we say greater than open div space and class, say div class equal quotation open or clear, and quotation closes greater than closes, greater than open / div or greater than closes. Okay, so we are going to use a div class equal clear, which means it's going to give us spacing with a particular continuum between this and this. So as you can see, we got this space, that is a div class clear, and it's going to create a text section from the picture to this. So we having this space is a class clear, and also here is a class clear. So we say div class clear, and then we press enter and type an article. So we say creating open ARTICLE article open. Okay, closes, that is article, and then we press enter and we tap creating open RMG. So you can continue. I'm going to tap my code very fast. So creating IMG SRC equal quotation open. Okay guys, so you can pause the video and tap this code. I have done mine already. So we got our div class, so let's run through this very quick. Okay, our div class equal clear, which will create a section for us, and then we got article. As you can see, article open, article closes with a forward slash. So article is a tag in HTML that specify or self-content. That is, article can be used to create blog posts, news story, comment, and that of a forum post, for example. So if this article section or indicate or image, as you can see, so we say our article should be imgsrc equal about.jpg. And understand that is about is the name of the image that we give to our about picture. So as you can see on the demo website, you can see this about the logo of Confident Technology. So a article will be the about and a SAR open, and this SR is for, and this SR can be used for, it's an HTML tag that contain or define or contains material within a paragraph. Moreover, SR is used for sidebars, to create a sidebars on our website. For example, as you can see, these texts are in a sidebar, and these also are also in a sidebar. So we want to put an image and a text in a scene column or a section, so we use a side for this, which will create a sidebar. So that was the reason we tap a circle, and on a side we get the heading 2. H2 is the second largest text in the website development honor or HTML or HTML5. So H2 is the second largest text and is from H1 down to H6. So H2 means that the text is going to be bold and bigger, like you see in the about. And for P closes, P open and closes, that is greater than open, P greater than closes, greater than open /P greater than closes, is where you place a paragraph for a paragraph for a website using the HTML. So if you go on the demo website, as you can see, this paragraph is what belongs in that paragraph tag. Okay, so now the URL, you should be familiar with the URL. The URL is an honor or list, and an honor or list for URL will create a border point. So as we can see, we get our honor or list. The class will be CTech, and we get our heading our list and list closes LRLR, which of course we are going to use to create this section or this listing. Okay, so and in between the list we are going to put the H3 tag, that is greater than open, H3 closes greater than open /H3 greater than closes. That is the heading 3 text is a little bit smaller than that of the heading 2. As you can see on the demo website, this text is O and little bit smaller than that of the H2. So this is the reason we use the heading 3 text, and then we close it with the URL, which represent the honor or list. And we got another paragraph, that is our paragraph section, like this last one, and right after that we get our SR closes. So the key reason we never closes with DRV, because the DRV means it will clear a section and create a place of spacing between them. So the article close, we get SR and SR close, paragraph open and close, and everything in here. So if this is okay, what you need to do is push the button pause, save, and switch to your demo website. And on our project website, you right click and take reload, If you do that and go down, you should see your image and or the about text with a bullet point which represent the owner or list. Okay, so if you go down demo website, will have some text. So to place the text on your website, you go back to your folder. That is, go back to your my first responsive website folder. In the about us logo and text open, and you will see your text file. Right click and take open on that text file. Copy the first line of paragraph all the way to specialist. Right click, take copy. Go back to your editor and place it between the first paragraph. That is, make sure the mask is between P open and P closes. That is P greater than open, P greater than closes, greater than open / P greater than closes. Right click and take paste, and you will find out the text is placed between the paragraph. You can take save and switch to your browser and refresh. Okay, so if you switch to your browser and reload, you should see this text telling you that Confident Technologies or Librarian Friend will provide computer services, consultancies, online help, and we also provide some special services at Confident Technology. So we go back to our demo website and we have the text that says we build the mind of young people through information technology. So switch back to your text file and you will see the text we build the mind of young people through information technology. Copy, switch to the editor and paste it between the first H3 tag. So that is H3 open, H3 closes. In between you paste. Okay, and go back to your text file. Copy the second one. I say we provide basic computer knowledge within Liberia. Copy, switch to your editor. The second paragraph tags you paste. Sorry, H3 tag paste. So gentlemen, you can do this for the next two. Okay guys, so make sure you copy every line of the text and paste it within each of the H3. If you are done, press save and switch to your browser. You can now go and right click and reload. You should see all the text and image listed on our site. So if the text don't appear, make sure you go back to your editor and make sure you type this code from DRV class down to SI. Make sure you type them correctly by checking all the equal sign and quotation open, closes, greater than open, every picture extension, every closing and opening tags of the owner or list, paragraph or H3 and H2 tag in the side as well. So if you do that, make sure you check the code correctly, save and refresh, and your work should look like this. So if we go on our demo website, gentlemen, the next section we are going to build is the services section. As you can see, the icon we use on the services section here is 100 by 100 in size. That is 100 by 100 pixel. So you switch to your folder, and that is go on your desktop and open your my first responsive website folder, and you will see a folder called services, images and text. For now, we don't need this about us logo and text anymore, so you can delete them and open this services, image and text, and you are going to see 3 images with 1 text file, which of course we are going to open this text file and use the information for our text here on the demo website. So we go back to our file or go back to our folder, and our first image we right click and take open with pin. We resize it to 100 by 100, that is 100 by 100, and take OK. Say file, save as, and for this we're supposed to save it as PNG. That is, we are going to save it as PNG services 1 to 3. So click on PNG and save it as. By default it will take the desktop and my first responsive website. So if it is not, you can check for it on the desktop and open my first responsive site, and at the project folder you should be having SERVICES services 1.png. Take OK, close, resize the second image to open with pin, resize, take it from percentage to pixel, deselect or deactivate the maintain ratio, and resize it to 100 by 100. Take OK, file, save as PNG, and again you name it SERVICES services 2. Take OK, close this, right click, open with pin, resize from percentage to pixel, and deactivate 100 by 100, and take OK. File, save as PNG, and this time we name it services or SLVRCES3. Take OK. So we should be having our images in our folder, our project folder. Now these are the images, so we switch to our editor and try to type our code so we can get a scene section on the finished website, that is the demo website. So go back to our editor and type in the code. As you can remember, our last code we typed was SR, so we enter with the SR and start with our div class clear, because we want to create a space and a section. So we say enter, create and open div space CLASS equal quotation open clear, quotation closes, create and closes, create and open / div create and closes. So guys, I'm going to type my code very fast. You can pause the video and follow along. Okay guys, so go ahead and type this code from div class equal clear, div class close, all the way to section. And I'm going to take this time to explain. The div class clear will create a continuum for us, and we give space between the about us and that of the section area. As you can see on our complete demo website, we have space between our about us section and that of the services section. So as you can see in the coding, the next thing we get is section open, section close, that is greater than section, greater than closes, greater than / section, greater than closes. As I click on the opening tag, you can see the closing tag is highlighted, which means that's one section, two section, and three section in this div continuum. So if you go on the finished website, you can see this is one section, this is another section, and this is another section within a div continuum. So each section get a picture or call to action text and a description. Picture, call to action text, and a description, or picture or call to action text and a description. So if you look at the code, there's a section, and the imgsrc equal service1 is the name of the image we just resized, or resize called service1. so service1 is the name of the image we use in this section. So we got the image and the text is website design, and this section or the P and P is for the paragraph, and then the section close. So we got the image, the call to action text, and then the paragraph. As you can see, image, call to action, paragraph. So if you save and refresh, you should be having this on your website. So as you can see, there's the second section that talk about the image, the call to action text, the paragraph, and the section close. Third section, image, call to action text, and the paragraph. So go ahead and take save, switch to your browser, go to your web or your project file and refresh. So as you can see, we have the 3 images with their call to action text. So to put the or to embed the paragraph, this paragraph, we will go back to our folder, that is my first responsive website, and open a folder called services, images, and text, and you will see 3 images with a text file. So you open the text file and copy the first line of paragraph. Okay, so if you do that, you right click and take copy, you switch to the editor, and we got our first paragraph tags on the section. This and this is for the paragraph, P and P. Press Ctrl V, and then you switch back to your text file, copy the second paragraph, okay, and right click, copy, go back, and within the second on the second section within the paragraph, Ctrl V to paste the text, and you should be familiar with this now. So we'll go back to the tier 1 and we highlight this, right click, copy, switch back to our tier section on the paragraph, say Ctrl V. So go ahead and push save. Make sure all the code are typed correctly, and make sure to paste the paragraph text between the opening and the closing of the paragraph tags, and make sure to type all these comments correctly. Click on save, switch to your browser, right click and take reload or refresh. So if you do that, as you can see, we got our section here, that is our image, call to action text, and our description, image, call to action, description. So if you switch to so if this doesn't appear, make sure you check the icon, the picture of this icon, the spelling, and the extension as well. So make sure they are called services. We don't need the image, we don't need the services, image and text anymore, so delete. Okay, make sure you got the image here has services 1 to 3 in your first responsive website folder. So if only if you save these images to a different location, make sure you copy them and paste them in the parent folder, or if they are still in the services image folder, make sure you open it, copy or cut them and paste them back into the parent folder, and check the spelling and the extension as well, the picture extension, that is the PNG, because on the coding we use PNG has the extension for the picture. So make sure everything is there, press save, switch back to your browser, reload, and you should see this from top to bottom. So if you read this stage, thank you, you are doing great, and let's switch to our demo website And on our demo website, the next section here is the news from us, where we are going to put the image and some text. And then the next one is our training section, and from there we reach to our folder. We start our folder, then we are done with the HTML. So okay guys, let's switch to our folder. Okay guys, so to add our news from us section and the image and the text, we resize this image, and the size of the image is 800 by 532, and add some bold text and some of these text to the call to action. So to do this, this is our website. We should be here at this point. So we switch back to our folder, don't forget, and this is our project folder. In our project folder, we have a folder called news from us, image and text. Open it and you will see the image in here. So we have to resize the image 800 by 532, and you should be familiar with the resizing or steps. So you right click on the picture, take open with theme, and go to resize. Remove the radio button from percentage to pixel, and click on maintain, or remove the check mark from maintain ratio. Now you can put 800 by 532 and take OK. And the name of this image is courses .jpg. So you take file, save as JPEG, and make sure it's in the parent folder, that is my first responsive site, and you can name it courses. Okay. .jpg. The JPG is already the extension, so it is safe. You can close this. Now we switch back to our editor, and the last code we typed was section. Okay, so to add the news from our section, we start with the same div class clear, because it's a container and we needed to give a space. As you can see on the demo website, we needed to give a space between the news from us and that of the services section. So we are going to create this whole container and add some image and text in the container. So we say of this class equal clear. So enter. As you know, the tag or the syntax for writing HTML is create and open div space or CLASS, class equal quotation clear, quotation closes, create and closes, create and open / div create and closes. Okay, so we get div class clear, which will create a container for us. And then we enter. Our next code or next code will be article. So we say create and open article. Okay, and don't forget the article is used to create a blog or post area. As you can see, we're putting one image and text, so we need a blog. So this is an article holding a picture and a text. So you switch back to your editor. I'm going to type my code faster, so you can pause the video and follow along. Okay guys, so make sure you type from div class clear as far as SR. Okay, so we have the div class clear, which will create a container, and the article section we have our image, that is the course.jpg. If you take a look on the demo website, so if you take a look on the demo website, you can see our image and the text. So our article or the image here is course.jpg, so it's this image, that is course.jpg, and from there we got the latest news from us, that is our heading 2 tag. in our heading 2 tag, like I said, is H2 is our bigger text, but not the biggest or the second bigger and bolder text in HTML tag. And we have the UL, which is the owner or list, and our class will be the seated, and we have our text section where we are going to create the H1 through the H3 through H3, that is, we are going to create this section, latest news from us, and continue with our work. Okay, so after the picture is there, make sure all the code is stepped correctly from year to year, and this save. Switch to your work, right click and reload. If you do that, this image will appear with the latest news from us and some of these bullet points. So if you go back to the code, you can see the LR, the UL, which is the owner or list. It was the one who created that the bullet point, and the LR H3 is where we are going to place this text from the project website, the finished project website. Okay, so if the image is there, the next thing to do is to add this text, and to add this text, the text file will be in the latest news from us folder. So you switch back to where you have your first responsive site, and there's a folder called latest news from us image and text. You open it, and there's a text file. Right click until open. The first text in there or sentence in there is website responsive website development September 12, 2017. So you copy this and you switch to your code, paste it between the first heading 3, that is heading 3 and heading 3. Click and paste. Switch back to the text file. Copy the second one, okay, and switch to your code and paste. So make sure to copy every line of text within each of the H3. If you are done, this save, switch to your browser and refresh, and we should be having this section build. Okay guys, so if you copy all the line of text one by one, MS Access 2016 Advanced, and paste it between the other H3, and then Adobe Photo Creation, paste it between the H3, and then laptop troubleshooting and repair December 30, paste it between the last H3, that is the owner or list, listing, and the H3. If you do that, push the button save, switch to your browser and go to your site and reload. If you do this correctly, you should see all these text with the bullet point and the call to action text and this image in your website. So in your web page, so if it doesn't appear, go back and make sure you type this code correctly from the DRV to the SR, and make sure all tags are open and closed, like a / to the H3, a / to the LR, and make sure every article or DRV / 2 and the SR UL is all typed correctly, and make sure you type this code correctly and put in all your text, save and refresh, and you should be having this section completed on your web page. So if we go to the next the finished project or the finished website, you can see that after this section we have our training section, which will, of course, we have call to action text, picture, and a paragraph. Call to action text, picture, and a paragraph. Call to action text, picture, and a paragraph. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to resize these images, and the size of the size of these images is 600 by 399. Okay, so we will switch to our folder, That is my first response. Finish with that. We have our training images and text. So make sure you resize all these images 1, 2, and 3 to a size of that is 600 by 399. So right click on the first one, to open with pin and go to resize from percentage to pixel. Deselect this 600 by 399, 600 by 399 until OK. Go to file, save as, or we are going to save this image as Adobe Photoshop, or we are going to save it as adobe.jpg. So make sure you click on JPEG and make sure it's in the first responsive site and name it Adobe ADOBE JPEG. OK, and resize the second one. So open with pin, resize pixel 600 by 399. Okay. OK, and you can name this file save as JPEG. Make sure you name this access and click OK. And the next one is to resize this. Open with pin, and you can resize this to a 600 by 399. OK, file save as JPEG, and you should name this website and take OK. So if this is done, you close and make sure when you switch back to your parent folder, you have the 3 images in here, that is asset, Adobe, and the website in here with the extension of JPEG, that is JPG. Okay. So if that is done, you switch to your browser, your editor, and the last code we typed was SR. So you press enter and enter this code. So it's going to be a div class again because it's a container, and it's going to create a space between the latest news from us and that of the our training section. So greater than open, like we container div base class equal quotation or clear, quotation closes, greater than closes, greater than open /div, greater than closes. Okay, press enter, and the next code we are going to type is our section, because if you take a look, we have 3 sections. You have section 1, section 2, and section 3. In the section we have the text, the call to action text, the picture, and that of the description. So we need to create a section, 3 sections for this. And for the section, after we type div class equal clear, which will create a container, we start with greater than section. Okay, section open, we press enter, greater than open H1, greater than closes, and we start with website development. Okay, greater than closes, greater than open / or H1 greater than closes, we enter and type on greater than open img space src equal quotation open. The name of the image is website. Okay, website.jpg, and we got quotation closes and greater than closes, and then we enter, we got a paragraph. So that is paragraph closes, paragraph open, paragraph closes, and it closes with the section. Okay, so // we close it with a tag. Okay, so as you can see, our first section here is a section, and if you look on our finished project, this is the whole section. So the code represents section open, section close, and the bold text or the call to action text is the H1. So as you can see on the finished website, the H1 tag is a bold and bigger text. And if you go back to our code, this image, that is the img src, is a tag for image. And if you switch to our folder, my first responsive website folder, the name of the image here on this site for the website is website.jpg. So this code represents the image, and the paragraph text is the text on the finished website, like our responsive website start trainings. So this text is what occurred within the paragraph and section going to close. So we are going to create 3 sections. Okay, I'm going to type my code faster, you can follow along. And if we are done, we paste our favorite text and move on. Okay guys, so if you have done this, we got our first section. As you can see, we have our text, call to action text, our image, and our paragraph section. We got our second we got our second section. So in our second section, we get Adobe Photoshop, and we got we got our Adobe Photoshop and the picture, and also the Access or MS Access 2013 in the picture. So make sure you tap from year to year correctly. If you haven't done that, you can pause the video. Make sure you tap your div class clear or quotation open, the website. Make sure you tap the section open, the H3 tag open and close, the img tag, the paragraph, the section, again the H3, the image, the paragraph, the section, the image, the paragraph. Make sure you tap all this correctly. Hit save, switch to your finish or your project website, right click and take reload. So if you do that, we should be having the 3 images in here with their call to action text. Okay, so on the project website or the finished website, you can see we got call to action text, the picture, and that of the paragraph. So they add this paragraph within each section. Remember, we're going to add each of the text between the P open and P closes because it represents the paragraph. So we switch to our folder, that is our project folder. On the desktop, called my responsive site. Open my responsive website, you will see our training images and text. Open the folder, and there's a text file. Right click and take open, and just copy the first line of paragraph and go to your editor and paste it within the first P. So for H1 image website, within the first P, the open and closing, you paste, press Ctrl V or right click and take paste. Switch back to the text file, copy the second line of image, the second line of text, switch to Adobe, and on Adobe there's a paragraph. You click in between the paragraph text, you can right click and take paste, and we switch back again to our text file. We copy this last paragraph and we paste it between the last P owner and S access. So if you do this, everything is correct. Make sure the text you copy, each line is placed between the P open P closes, P open P closes, and P open P closes. Make sure to press save, switch to your work. Okay, go to your finished project, right click and take reload or refresh. So you should see every call to action text or picture and or paragraph. Okay, so if this is done, or if you save and refresh and the images, the text, and the call to action text won't show up, make sure to switch to your text editor and tap from the div class all the way down to this section. So you can pause the video, make sure you tap every bit of code correctly, save and refresh. And at this point you should be having this. So we switch to our complete website, our finished website, and the last area you see here is our footer section. So if we if we code in the footer section, we will no longer resize any image again, and we will try to start our website to be responsive and beautiful, super professional like this one. So to start or to tap or code this footer section, which is the last section in our whole entire website, switch to our project file. Okay, and in our project file now we can now delete this text, the folder which is our training. You can delete this, and the next one will be our footer logo. So we are going to resize this footer logo. Okay, so to resize our logo, we switch our project folder, that is our first responsive website, and open a folder called footer logo, and we should see this dark gray computer as you can see on the finished website. So we switch back to our folder and resize this image. So right click and take open with pin, resize from percentage to pixel, and the size of the image is 210 by 139. Okay, so we take OK, file save as JPEG, and we are going to save it in our parent folder as footer logo .jpg. So we take save, and we should be having this in our project folder now. Okay, so we should be having the footer logo here in our project folder, that is our first responsive website. So okay, so we switch to our editor and add our footer code. And to add a footer code, we will start with create an open footer footer, and we also going to explain what a footer means. So we got 3 sections in this footer area. Okay, we got 3 sections in the footer area. We got this section, this section, this section, and also this last section. So we are going to do all the coding, and I will explain in a later time. So you start with footer. Footer is used in HTML to create the footer section of our web page. So we start with footer, and our next goal will be section. So SECTRON, and I'm going to type my code faster so you can follow along. Okay guys, so make sure to tap from footer to footer. You can pause this video and make sure you tap footer all the way down to footer closest with all these text and link and images, tag and LR tag, braces and thing. So as you can see, footer, we got our footer, that is the first footer section, the dark black area background. And if you click on the second footer, you can see footer open, footer close, and that is the gray dark background with the copyright infos on the second footer section. So if we go back and then we click on footer, we have footer and footer, which create a footer section for a web page in HTML5. Section, we got our first section, which of course will create this section with the text. So our section, we got H3, and the H3 tag is the third largest text in HTML. And we got breaks, BR is used to create a break line in HTML. So as you can see on our site, we got the ctech library and there's a break here, like we enter, but HTML tag breaks or BR is used to break or line and jump to the next one. So we have breaks, and then we have break. So if we go here, you can see we have our first break, ctech, and then P is for paragraph. As you can see, paragraph open, paragraph closes, and we have another break, and these are our numbers to call. This is our location. We got another break, and computed time. We got another break. Looking time, Boucher, Animal, Library. We get another break, and then the section close. Our next section is the social link section. So on the social link section, we got HTTP tag, which is the follow us. Is the third largest text in HTML. As you can see, HT open, HT close, and we created an honor all list with a bullet point, and in the honor all list we get our list, that is LR and LR closes, and the AF, or you should be familiar with this, is a link either to a web page, text, images, or video or music, or another website. So we say we give a link to our HTTP. This is our web address, or this is our URL for our social link on Facebook. So as you can see, http facebook.com/ctechlibrary. If you want to link it to your own Facebook page, then AF equal http://facebook.com/ the name of your Facebook page. You can put it here and close it, and then we'll give you this or send you straight to your Facebook link. The IMG is this image, the Facebook image, is going to serve as a button to be pressed to send us to a Confident Technology website or social link or social page. Okay, so this list and a link to the website or Facebook of CTech, and this is the image, and the link closes with the /A and the LR closes. So this one is for the Google Plus, the Twitter, and the YouTube page as well. So if our honor all list open, we got honor all list closes, and our section close. Right, our next section is on our finished website is the image section. So if we go back, you can see section open, section close, and the LR is the list. For the F is the link to the photo image, and remember we resize our image called photo logo.jpg. So we save and we close with the section, and we open another the photo closing in total. We open another photo as say class second, because you can name this as any one, but we want to remember that we have two photo section. So there's a second section. There's a reason we say photo class equals second, and P is for paragraph, and this line of code, or that is NCOPY semicolon, is used to is a HTML tag used to produce this copyright symbol or the copyright sound that cannot easily be done by the keyboard. Okay, so this code is used for the copyright, and 2017 Confident Technology Liberia is the text you see at the bottom part of the page. Okay, so if you get all this, we close it with the second folder, and our whole body and HTML closes. So guys, please make sure you pause this video and check from this code all the way down to this code. Take your time, check the whole entire code, make sure all the / the breaks and the quotation and equal sign are all tapped correctly. If you are done, go and tap save, switch to your website or your web page, and right click and tap reload. And if you do that, we should have the CTech, our numbers to call, our location, and the follow us, and this dot 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 the image that represent the image on the finished website. And for the social icons, what we'll do, just copy and paste them. So switch back to your folder. That is my first responsive site. There's a folder called social media icons. Open, just copy them and switch back to your parent folder, paste, and you should be having 1 2 3 4 in a parent folder. So make sure every images and text or every images video you want to use on your website in the parent folder. If we have to go back to our website now and reload, you should find out all our social links will be there. So make sure to copy the social link icons from in this folder and paste it in your parent folder. You can now delete this and also delete this photo logo. Okay, and if you do that, you switch, refresh, and you should be having our page from top to bottom all coded in HTML. Okay, so if you have problem with any of these code, or you can pause the video, make sure you switch to the editor and make sure all these code from top to bottom are typed correctly, and press save, switch to your work and reload or refresh. So if everything is done, congratulations, we have completed the phase 1 of our website. The next thing we'll try to do is to add some custom CSS, our JavaScript code, and some Ajax to get our website responsive and super professional. So our next thing we'll try to do is to add the CSS code. Okay guys, so we're about to add our CSS code to give our website its responsiveness. As you can see, this is our project site from top to bottom. We have completed all the coding for the HTML5, and if we take a look at the finished website, that is our demo website, we found out that the website is beautiful and super professional. Okay, so to make our website responsive, we try to go through our CSS, and if you can remember, our last code we stopped to was photo. Okay, so to add our CSS, we go back at the top. So make sure after saving, refresh, and make sure that all this from the home all the way down to the copyright 2017 Convenient Technology Library is coded well. If you don't have, like I said, switch back to your editor and make sure you can even pause this video and make sure you type all this code correctly. Okay, so if you do that, and you should be having that in your website. So to begin with the CSS, we go at the top of our coding. That is, we click where we have start sheet or start tab equal text /CSS. Okay, we click at the ending of the greater than sign or the bracket sign, and then we press enter. Okay, so make sure to tap the cursor should be blinking between the start tab equal text /CSS and that of start. Okay, so to begin our CSS, our first code we will type in the CSS will be braces. We enter, we say margin or column space 0 semicolon. We enter, border, okay, column space 0 semicolon, padding, column space 0 semicolon, enter braces closes. Okay, so let me just explain basically what this means. All right, so our CSS language or CSS code will always begin with our braces. Remember that. So braces open, braces closes, while an HTML language or an HTML tag will always begin with a greater than and close with or less than. Okay, so to write a syntax for HTML, make sure you open the greater than and the less than, and while for CSS, you make sure you open braces open, braces closes. So let me just explain what this means. All right, the braces here indicate that we are above to write a tag or a language called CSS3, and we close it with the braces. All right, now we don't indicate exactly what we are above to start. I mean, we never indicated, or we are not indicating that we are starting or the heading or H3 or H2. No, we said we never started with anything, so it means that the particular CSS3 tag or syntax will take effect on the whole entire website, meaning we said the margin of the whole entire web page, or it should fit on every browser, so it should be 0%. Okay, it should be 0. That is, whenever you write or you give a specific attribute in CSS, the attribute is followed by a column, right? While in HTML5, the attribute is followed by an equal sign. For this, the attribute is followed by a column. So we say the margin for the whole website should be 0. The border for the whole website should be 0. And the padding, that is a spacing between the writing, it should also be 0. So make sure you tap this, save, switch to your browser, and on your website, that is, or if you don't know this, you go back on your desktop and find my first responsive website. Open. Okay, right click and take open. You should have this, so you right click and reload, or you right click and refresh. Okay, or you can refresh from up here. Now if you do that, you won't see anything taking effect on the web page. Why? Because you said that everything should be 000. Okay, so we enter. Our next thing, we say body. This time around we say body on braces open, enter, and for the body we say background. We say the background for the body should be on hash, so we say hash FFFFFF, don't forget semicolon, we enter, font, okay, 14px top / 20px bottom, area, comma, space, okay, sensor, color, space, FFF, and margin 0. Braces closes. Okay, so this is our second line of code, second line of CSS. I'm going to explain this too. Now, as you can see, the first calling with the CSS, we started with nothing, and we just started the code with our braces. But this time around, you see, we started with bullet before the braces. So we are simply trying to test CSS that in our HTML code, or everything that fall between bodies, or everything that is in between the body, that is this body tag. Okay, we set the body, so the body top and the body closing and opening, as you can see, body. So we say it should affect the body. Now we set body or the background of the whole entire body of this website. We want it to be FFFF. So hash FFFFFF. Don't forget to with the semicolon. It means it's a white color. Okay, in website color calling hash FFFFFF is white. Now, so we say for the body, our background should be white. Our font, as the rating font, it should be 14 top, 20 balance bottom. So it's 14 of 20, and the rating style, that is, it should be Arial, and Arial, that should be sans serif. Okay, sans serif is one of the recommended rating style from Google. All right, so if you have to put Arial command monotype cursive, you will get a cursive rating on your website, and I don't think they will be looking more professional. Okay, now for the color, this color represent the text, what this one represent the web page. So the background represent the web page, that is white, while the color represent the text of the web page. So hash 555 or semicolon in website mean black, so we say white background, black text. Okay, and the margin here should be 0, like the margin from the beginning of the page. So we have to save, switch to our browser, and below you'll find out that all our background, the whole entire background will be white, and the rating style would be sans serif, and the font of the rating will be 14 by 20. Okay, just like the demo website. All right, just like the demo website. So if we switch back and you want to see how the effect work, you can now change this FFF to, okay, let's zoom. We change the FFF to, okay, TC143C. all right, there's we change the TC14C3, and we change the 555 to, okay, we change the 555 to B222222. no, we change the B22222, and then we take save. If we switch back to our website and reload, we find out that you see this. Okay, as you can see, our whole website background turn ugly, and the text also turn ugly, right? So that's what CSS do. CSS is cascading style sheet, taking effect on multiple pages or thousands of pages once at a time. Okay, so let's go back and change this. Don't forget to change this back to 555, and change it back to FFFFFF. Save your work, switch back and reload or refresh, right? So I will just show you the power of the CSS. If you would like to change your own website background and text to any other color, then you can download the app for CSS color coding and use different color code to change your site. Okay, so for the tutorial, we remain what the demo website says, that is white background, black text. Okay, so we switch back to our code. Now you should be familiar with what we are doing a little bit. Now right after that, we decide to start our H1. So we say H1. Okay, don't forget braces. We enter, Okay, so as you can see, in our HTML we have some tag that we issue called h1. So we're simply trying to tell CSS that CSS should affect all h1. Okay guys, you can see this is our h1. We are trying to tell CSS that anything in the HTML that start with h1 or the text alarm, that is any text that is fall within h1, the text should alarm center. Okay, so don't forget to say h1 braces open, the enter, text stroke alarm column center semicolon. The font size column should be 180% semicolon. The line height of every text that will fall within h1 should be 120% semicolon. The spacing between any text that will fall within the h1 tag, the padding should be 5% top, 0% bottom, or semicolon closes, braces closes. Don't forget h1 in HTML is the largest text size of the HTML colon. So if you do that, go and push the button save, switch back to your browser, right click and reload. If you do that and try to scroll, you find that every text that will go within the h1 with center. As you can see, the web design, center, the computer maintenance and repair, computer networking, web development, Adobe, and the rest of the text that fall within h1 center, because our code that we give to is h1 alarm center and 180 120% for top, 0 bottom, and the padding closes, right? Okay, so I'm going to tell you I'm going to start or for now I'm going to start the h2 tag, because we start h1, so I'm going to start h2, h3, the paragraph, the img, the a hover, and that of the hover. So I'm going to start them very quickly. I'm going to tap them very quickly. Okay guys, I tap my own code very quickly. That is from the h2 down to the a hover. So what you need to do, you can pause the video and make sure to tap your code from h1 all the way down to the a hover, and make sure you tap everything correctly. I mean all the column and all the semicolon, and make sure you tap all the braces, all the percentage, and all the pixel as well. Then I will explain. So I've done this already. Let me explain the h2. Now every text that will fall within h2 tag from the HTML, the text decoration, that is issue on a line, every line height of a text that will fall within h2, or every picture that will fall within h2, or the line height should be 180 or 280%. The padding or left, it should be 2%. Every h3, that is the third largest text within HTML, the line height should be 110. The padding should be 3% top, 0% bottom. Okay, every paragraph, okay, the padding of every paragraph, the spacing between the text of every paragraph should be 1%. Okay, every img, that is every image or honor or text, or the text alarm for every text that is honor or image, it should center. The maximum weight should be 100%. The height should be auto. The web should be auto. Now every link, don't forget, we start our link with a space href, that is href. Like for example, this is a href, it means this is a link to our logo. So we say all link, the color should be or don't forget, FFF is white within HTML. The text decoration should be none. The front wheel should be bold, and every a hover, that is a link hover. For example, on the finished website, there is a link hover. As you can see, we got our lay line on the home page, which simplify or represent that we are pressing it on the home page. So if you move the mouse to the about, you can see our lay line count on the about as the A hover. So as you can see, we see the A hover, or the color should be white and the text decoration should be underlined. So make sure you tap from H1 all the way to the A hover, and make sure to put all column, semicolon, and braces open, braces closes. Save your work, switch to your browser, go to your site, right click, you reload, or you right click and take refresh. So if you do that and scroll down, you find out every H2, every paragraph, one of the images, everything will start itself. So as you can see, what happened to our header, our text got lost because in our start sheet we said that for A hover the color should be white, okay, and the underline should be also, the hover color should also be white. So since the page background is white and the hover or array or link text should be white, we won't be able to see it right now. But if you want to see, all you need to do just highlight. As you can see, if we highlight, we still have them with our underline on them. Okay, so if you do this, it means you are correct. If you haven't seen this, make sure you switch to your browser, you tap from H1 to A hover. You can pause this video, make sure you tap from the H1 to the A hover, all braces open, braces closes, hash and semicolon, column and semicolon, and all something should be tapped correctly. If you do that, save, switch to your browser, refresh, and you should see this all in white. But if you highlight them from the back, you should see them at this there's appearance. So it's almost like on our demo website. Okay, so the next thing we want to start now, so click and press enter. The next thing we want to start is our header. We want to start our header now. So we say header, H-E-A-D-E-R. Okay, say header, we start with braces, which we don't want to start a header. So if you look down in our HTML, we got our header. Okay, so we are about to start only this section, right? So we say header, we enter, we say the background, we say the background should be hash. So we got 3838 C3, don't forget, and we get a weight. Weight should be 100%. So we got 100%, don't forget semicolon. We got the height, okay, column space, the height is 86 px, semicolon, enter. We got top, zero, okay, semicolon, got left, 0, semicolon, and we get a set index. Okay, so we can see index of 100. Okay, so one more thing, position. Our position of fix. Okay, so if we wish, we enter and closes with the braces. So we want to start our header. We say our header, the background should be this blue. Okay, we'll go to our finished website. This blue background is the code for 3838C3. This is the code that produced the blue background. So if you look, we said that the header background should be blue, the width should be 100%, that is, it should fit on every browser from left to right, 100% of the browser window. And our width, our height should be 86px, that is from the image to the image here, you go at the top, from the image, from the top of the browser to that of the header is, and that of the image should just be 86px. And our position should be fixed. When we say fixed, we mean that it shouldn't move. This is what get it to be sticky. As you can see, it's fixed. And we get our margin top, our top 0, left 0, and our z index, which means that it should stay above everything. It's 100 command. So if you do this, make sure you test save. Make sure you tap from here to here. Everything should be correct. Go and push the button save. Switch to your Timo website. Right click and take reload. That is, if you do that, you should see this appearing right now with our menus floating to the left hand side. So later we'll start our menu to come at the right hand side of the website. So this is what you should be having. Now you can change the color if you want. I recommend you going in the Play Store and download an app called go in your Play Store and download an app called CSS color name, and you should be having a bunch of colors and they are cool. So if we switch back, and maybe you don't like that blue, you can change the blue to, let's zoom, we say FF00FF and take save. If you have to switch back and reload, you should see your website should have this pink header. Okay, but for the tutorial on our finished website is the blue. So we go back to our code and make sure we tap our 3838 C3 and push save, switch back and reload. Okay, so you can get that app and make sure you change most of the color for yourself on your own. And if you want to make this transparent, as you can see, we are not seeing the picture behind the header. So if you want to make this transparent, you click right here and press enter, and for the transparent we call that opacity. So say OPA CRTY will give you an opacity of 0.90 column, semicolon, and then we take save, switch and refresh. You should see we should be having a transparent background. As you can see, the keyboard is at the back. As you can see, we got a transparent background. But for our demo website, our finished website, our header is not transparent. So if you want to make your website header transparent, you can leave this opacity. So I just want to show you this code. So remove and press Ctrl S and we switch and reload back. Okay, so if you don't have this header and the text, make sure you check all your HTML code and your CSS code as well. Okay, so our next thing will be starting our logo menu, our navigation, and we will also be starting our menu icons, our honor or list, our navigation, current, and contents to make our website look beautiful. So right click, refresh, switch to your editor, and then add some import. Okay guys, so we continue with our CSS. Make sure you, after you remove the opacity and close the CSS tag with that is the header, make sure you close with the braces. The next thing, we start with our logo. So don't forget, our logo is in a div container, so we start with hash. Make sure you say pound logo, right? So pound logo, braces open, the margin should be 20 px. Make sure you tap a px and that of the column and the semicolon as well. Float left, that is our finished website. Okay, the logo will come at the left hand side of the header. Okay, so we should float left. Okay, so we say float left, the width should be 200, the height should be 60, and this background is the background for the image. So we say the URL is imgsrc equal to the logo. Yeah, is the name of the image we are going to post, so it's logo1.png. And from there, the next thing is the navigation. So make sure you start our nav. Inside navigation, they should float right. Okay, so if we go on our finished website, there's the navigation. See, on our finished website, the navigation is on or the right. So we say the navigation should float right, and the padding, the spacing between it should be 35% top, 20% bottom, 20% left, and 20 px left and 0% right. Okay, so now we start our menu icon. Okay, for this website, our menu icon, we took the menu icon. As you can see, if we shrink this website, we having this icon. Okay, so this icon, we took the icon from a Android 3 new website. So we say float right, the display should be hidden, or the width should be 40, and the background should be this image. So the image is from the Android 3B website, that is the image here. Okay, this image. All right, so we switch back and we start our menu hover, and we also start our honor all list, and make sure you start our navigation honor all list, and our honor all list in current class. So don't forget everything in the class. Everywhere we use class, like here, the current, as you can see, class current, where you said they should be white and they should be honor line. Okay, so all these text will be white and they will float left and honor line. So don't forget, make sure you can pause this the video for now. Make sure you tap from hash logo down to hash pound dark. Make sure you tap this code from year to year. Make sure you put all the one that require pound. So as you can see, we have pound, braces open, braces closing. Make sure, don't forget to tap for your semicolon after the attribute, and don't forget to tap your column and semicolon after the attribute, and the tag the main source as well. And don't forget to tap the nav starting with nothing, the braces open, the menu icon, make sure you put a pound, and for the a hover, make sure you put a column hover, column space hash or menu stroke icon, and the honor all list and the navigation UL, and that is anything that is on the navigation, or the honor all list for all navigation. And for the current, make sure you say dot current. That is any class current. Make sure you type everything correctly. Press save. Switch to our work, that is our own work. Right click and take reload. So if you do that, we'll find that our menu now will float at the left hand side or the right hand side of the screen, and from top to bottom you should be having some of work done, let's say. Okay, so the next thing we need to add is image. So to add an image, the image will be 200 by 53. That is the size. And don't forget, the image is found within our folder on the desktop called our project folder called my first responsive site. So switch to your browser, open my first responsive website, and there's a folder called header logo. Open the header logo, or you can copy this, go back, paste it in the parent folder, right? Because if you see, we got my first website and we got logo, header logo. So we don't need the image to be in a subfolder within the parent folder. So copy and go back, and as you can see, the image now is in the parent folder, not in any subfolder. So right click to open with pin, and we are going to resize it 200 by 53. So we say 200 by 53, and we do OK. Okay, 200 by 53. We go to file, save as PNG, and we name it as logo 1.png. So it's in our parent folder, and do OK. So now, as you can see, we have logo 1.png. So if you switch to our code, you will find out that this is one of the things. We say logo 1.png. Okay, so all you need to do, just copy all this code. Okay, copy this code and scroll down to where you have so you copy the code and scroll down to where you got a header, and where you get header logo, as the logo 1. So make sure you say AF is equal to pound, which means it's going to stay on the page, and the ID is equal to the logo. So make sure you click in between and just paste the code. So the ID is equal to the logo, and the logo image is IMGSRC equal logo 1.png. It is safe. Switch to your browser and reload. You should get the image on your page. Okay, so if your logo don't show up, the Convenient Technology don't show up like the Timo website, all you need to do is that switch back to your editor, make sure the code is typed correctly, and make sure you resize the image. Make sure you resize the image, or copy the image and paste and resize it, or 200 by 53, and save it as logo 1.png. We don't need the folder now anymore. Okay, make sure you name it as logo 1.png, and switch to your editor between your CSS code where we got hash or logo. We got our background. Make sure you copy this code and scroll down in your HTML code where you get header. Under the first header tag, we got our code there. We say AF equal pound, which makes you stay on the page. The ID will be logo, and in between the ID tag and have the link tag, paste that code there, so that is greater than IMGSRC equal quotation logo 1.png quotation closes / greater than closes, save, switch, and you should be having this now in your website. So as you can see, the next thing we are going to start the whole entire body of the web page. Okay, so guys, after we inbuild our header logo, The next thing we do, we start our contents, our Blueberry, or section, or clear, or article, or essay, or honor or list for the CTEC, or photo paragraph, or photo paragraph link, or social images list, or second folder. Okay, so if we go back, I can explain so you can understand. The last place we stopped was the tag. So we start with this. Make sure you tap, or you can pause the video, tap from up all the way to so it means that you're going to tap from contents to photo the second. Make sure you tap this code correctly. As you can see, you should be familiar with all the column and semicolon. So the first thing is all content. So we say pound content, all content CSS open, the margin should be 25% or 25 pixel top, 25 pixel bottom. We'll close it with a semicolon. The maximum width should be 1900. That is the zoning of our image. We say px semicolon. The margin top should be a non-px semicolon. Okay, we'll close this with the braces closes for the content. Come with Blueberry, we start with dot Blueberry. Okay, now the Blueberry, the dot Blueberry is the name of the slider. As you can see on the finished website, the name of this slider that is changing in a second. As you can see, the image change and then change again. Okay, the name of this piece of JavaScript that is behaving like this, we call it Blueberry. Okay, so we want to start the Blueberry, which of course we are going to code the JavaScript and the Ajax code later in after our CSS. And we set the Blueberry, the maximum width should be 1920. As you can remember, the 1920 was the size for the image we use on our website. That is the image. All these images are 1920 by 1200. So we say the Blueberry, they should start, the maximum width of the picture should be 1920 and the margin top should be 25. Okay, so we'll start with closes. Don't forget with the braces. We'll start with section. We start our section, that is on our finished website. As you can see, these are all section 1, 2, 3. So we want to do the same. We want to make all these sections float or left. So we say all sections, the width should be 25%. Don't forget to tap your column and your semicolon at the end and open it with braces and also close with braces. It should float left. The margin should be 2% top, 2% bottom. Text align should be center and all clear. So we say dot clear, and all the clear both or clear or what we're using in the div ID. So we say all clear should be both, and we close it. We start our article and we say article in HTML is almost like a block. And for example, on our finished website, we have this area, there's an article, both image and text, and also there's an article, both image and text. Okay, so the whole section is an article. It can be used as a block. So we say all articles should float left. The margin should be 0 top, and the bottom should be auto. Okay, the bottom should be auto. The width should be 50%. Don't forget to type the semicolon. The height auto, and the padding should be full. And we can do SR or SR float right. Margin 0, top 0 auto, width 35, height auto, padding 3. Or honor or list for the CTEC listing, padding should flow left. Or footer, that is on the finished website, the whole entire footer from footer 1 to footer 2. We say all footer, the background should be, especially for the footer 1, it should be the dark gray. This is the code for the dark gray. The width should be 100%. The overflow should be hidden. That is that particular section, it should drop and fold itself. The opacity should be 0.75. It shouldn't be too transparent. And all photo paragraph for all photo heading 3, as you can see on our, if we have to scroll down, get all photo paragraph in heading 3. Okay, all our photo paragraph that is in the heading 3. Okay, so we said the shoe, or let's go by the top. All photo paragraph should be in heading 3, the color should be white. And all photo paragraph on all list, all photo paragraph link, the color should be white, the text occupation should be none. All social, all on all lists for the social, it should display inline, that is the images to display inline like this. And all social link images, the height should just be 50. And for the photos 2, that is photo the second, we get the border top should be 1 pixel solid, and the background should be this red gray. Okay, the background color should be the red gray, and the image color should stay itself. The maximum height should be 50, text align should center, opacity 0.95, and make sure to tap everything and press save. Switch to your browser, go to your project folder, right click and reload. So gentlemen, if we do this, you should see, or your website should be from top to bottom, or look beautiful and look started. So as you can see, if we swing it down to the full version, you have or your menu floating like here in the images, and every text look nasty if they have to appear on the full version. So the next thing we are going to do is to start a code for the phone function to look responsive on the phone. So for now, your site is only responsive on computer, not phone. So if you reach this far out, you are doing great with the help of the Confident Technology family, and we hope and pray that you continue working with us, and make sure to subscribe to our channel. So we haven't done yet. Okay, so we continue with the code. So if your website don't appear like this, all you need to do is scroll back to your text editor, pause the video like I said from the beginning, pause the video, make sure you tap from content all the way down to photo that second. Make sure you tap everything you see in here, the column, the semicolon, the braces open, the hash, and the dot class, and put save, switch, and refresh. Okay, so the best thing to do is to make sure you get all the images in your project folder. And if you have done this, the next thing we are going to do is to start our website for the full version. So let's continue. Okay guys, so we have tapped the code for our media query, that is the full version for the response to our phone. So we start from here and we coded all the way down to this. Okay, so make sure you pause this video and tap from here to here, and I'll make sure I explain. So after your last opacity, that is the photo dot second, you close with a pound, you start with / start .. media or exclamator start /. Now this basically explains that we are about to write a code or CSS code for this / and a star indicate that this particular JavaScript should work with the HTML, and this line with the CSS, and also this line indicate that the particular section shouldn't be showing on the page. That is the media data that shouldn't be showing on the code or the page. Okay, so we'll start with art. Now the art here is used for media screen, that is the Ajax. Whenever you are writing on Ajax or media CSS code, they always start with art sign. So we say at the media screen, and the maximum width is 478 pixels. That is at media screen, at media and screen, parenthesis open, maximum that width column should be 478 ps. Okay, parenthesis closes, braces open, body, braces open, position, absolute, semicolon, and braces closes. So what is trying to say that the maximum width for most Android devices that the Android 2.1 OS all the way up to lollipop, most of the screen, the least screen is 478 pixels. So we say it should fit on the least Android screen, and the position should be absolute. Okay, which means decent, and it should fit neatly. And make sure you type all this correctly, and also make sure you type this correctly. Then you enter and start with braces closes, because we are closes. So we'll start with media screen again. The maximum should be 740, and the 740 px is the one that was supported by the Android 5.0. So all 4. and all 3.1 version will support the 478, while all 740 px will support the 5.0 up to the 6 lollipop OS. So we say the header, we start with the header. The position should be absolute. Don't forget we close with braces. Or menu icon, or it should display inline, so don't forget braces. And all navigation on us, navigation should be active in the URL. The display should be none, position absolute, padding 20, background 45580, with 1px solid #FFF white, right 20px top 60px width 50%, border radius 2px 0, 2px top 0 bottom 2 left 2 right, and we close with the braces. Navigation on our list, text align should center, the width should be 100%, and the padding should be 10% top, 0% bottom, margin 0. And we should have our navigation overall list, display block. All sections should fill left. On the phone version, the width should be 100, margin 0, padding 0. All article should fill left, width 100. Don't forget percent. We need braces here. Okay, and aside, and make sure you tap everything and close it with the braces, right? Okay, so make sure you tap from here to the media screen correctly. Save your work, switch to your browser, and reload. Now if you do this and drop the phone in full version, you should see all your work load nicely in a full version. Now as you can see, the images are all layout 1 2 3 4 5 6. It's not like the finished project, that is the demo website. See, on the demo website the images are 1 because of the jQuery, okay, because of the JavaScript and the Ajax code too. So the next thing is this now. Okay, so we have gone like 90% of our website. Now let's go back. Please make sure you type every code correctly, and feel free to pause the video, drop any comments, and make sure to type all the code from top to bottom and save, switch, and refresh. So the next code and the final code we are going to add, as you can see on our finished website, only a starter image remains. So we are going to add a very small piece of JavaScript code to give us this functionality. Okay, so as you can see on our website, is the only thing remain for us. So go ahead and let us add our last and final code. That is a very small piece of JavaScript, and we save and refresh. Okay guys, so to add our jQuery script, the first thing we like to do is to link the file to our custom CSS and the Blueberry file, which of course we are going to extract and put into our project folder. So to do that, we click at the end of where we got name. We'll go back to the top of our page. That is, if you get all this correctly and tap this save, go back at the top of a coding from the very beginning, and where you got mega name viewport content with device with initial scale 1.0, click at the end of this greater than and press enter, and start with greater than open. We got linked. Okay, so it's a link. Link equal ref quotation open start sheet. Okay, still start sheet quotation open f equal quotation open Blueberry quotation closes Blueberry.css quotation closes space / greater than closes. Okay, so we get link ref equal start sheet quotation closes f equal quotation Blueberry.css quotation closes. Make sure you tap this piece of code, a piece of HTML code between the mega viewport initial scale 1.0 and have the start open, and press save. And our last and final code will be we press enter, and the next thing we are going to tap is greater than open script. We say script equal source. So our next thing is script source equal quotation open https colon / Ajax, okay, dot Google APIs / APIs.com / Ajax / lips / jQuery, okay, / version 1.6.1 / jQuery .me .js quotation closes, gradient closes, / script closes. Okay, so we say script source equal https / that is, we are referencing our slider to Google APIs, which of course is a JavaScript code and an Ajax code on a Google server. So we said we need Google to help us with the Ajax code, and it should be found in the library, and we need the version 1.6.1 and script closes. So make sure you type this code, and don't forget there's an HTML code, but we are linking it to a JavaScript, that is our Ajax. We are linking it to an Ajax that is found on our Google server. So press save and enter. Now we are going to write our very piece of short JavaScript code, but we are going to put it in the HTML. So we start with the same script. Okay, so we say greater than script closes. Right, now we enter. We start with we say $. So JavaScript, when you're writing JavaScript, it start with $. So say $, space, we say $, parenthesis open, every window, parenthesis closes, it should load. So we say .load, every window should load, parenthesis open, the function, okay, parenthesis open and closes, space, braces open, enter, every $, we start with $, again. It says parenthesis open, rotation dot blueberry, okay, rotation closes, parenthesis closes, we say dot blueberry again, parenthesis open and closes, semicolon, enter, braces open, braces close, parenthesis close, semicolon close, enter, script / script closes. So if we do this, now this is a very useful piece of JavaScript code. Okay, so we say the script in the HTML, the window should load every function. Okay, and one of the functions should be a blueberry, as we reference it from here, and this JavaScript code should help us work. So if this is done, save. Now make sure you type this correctly. Make sure you type from here to here correctly. You can pause the video and make sure you type everything you see in here. Save your work. Now if you switch to your browser and you don't reload, so after saving the code, go back to your project folder, that is, go on your desktop or wheresoever you place your first responsive website. Open it. There's a zip file in there called jQuery. So right click on it. If you right click and you don't see this last option, I say extract to jQuery, or come and install this WinRAR. That is, either if your system is 32-bit, you install the 32-bit. If your system is 64, you install the 64-bit, and and you should see this option if you install any of these WinRAR based on your operating system. So you right click and take extract to jQuery. Don't take any of this, extract to jQuery. Now if you do that and extract, it will produce a folder. After you extract, it will produce a folder. So you open this folder. There's another folder called jQuery. You open it and you see 3 files in here. So you copy them, highlight all, copy, go back to the parent folder. Like I said, everything need to be in the parent folder, and then you paste. So you copy the 3 code, or you copy the 3 files from in the parent folder and paste. You'll be having .dsto, blueberry, and jQuery.blueberry. So if you get this, just switch to your browser and now you can reload. Okay, so in most cases, if you reload, you should see the image should start starting like this. The image should be changing like this. If the image don't change like the way this one do, all you need to do now is, because you reference the code from Google, so just see how best you can connect to the internet, right click and just reload, and we download that piece of script into your browser, and your whole work will be as beautiful as this is. So gentlemen, thank you so much. This is the end of the class. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more videos, and make sure you drop your comment. If you have anything to say, or drop it at the comment box, and leave your statement and any other thing at the box of the YouTube page, and we are going to respond to you as soon as possible. So thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.